guys, Arwen here. So today I'm going to talk about how doing my mindset work and my journaling and my affirmations in the morning has totally changed my life in the last several months. So I like to get up in the morning, I like to get my coffee or my tea or whatever, and I like to sit down and go through and write out the commanding rules of my reality, as I like to call them, right? I write out all the things that I desire, I write them out as if I already have them, and I just like get in the energy of, and I choose to change my frequency more and more to be the version of me that has all the things that I desire in my life, right? And one of the first things that I noticed that really changed a lot for me is when I got in the habit pattern, like the vibrational habit pattern, the physical habit pattern of always changing and reframing all of my, like anything that wasn't super high vibe, like changing that into super high vibe has allowed me to like constantly be in the frequency of my desires and what I choose to manifest, and then it's like a really short time before it manifests. So the first thing that I notice when I get up in the morning is that I'm like already chanting my affirmations, right? Like it's like this constant recorder in my head that's always going off and always chanting and saying, and like I can hear my affirmations going over and over and over. Like they just roll off my tongue, like they come right out. It's so easy for me to just like rattle them all off, right? And I will literally be laying there with my eyes closed and I can just hear in my head my affirmations, just like I hear myself saying my affirmations, this one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And they just naturally start to come through. And that is one of the things that I love the most, because that lets me know that I've gotten it in my subconscious, right? Like when you're in that half-wake sleep state and you start to do that, that is good stuff, because that means you're starting to be more and more and more and more of a vibrational match, the version of you that already has all the things that you want, right? I also notice sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and I will be saying my affirmations to myself, okay? So that is the first really cool thing that I noticed since I started like getting serious about my affirmation, journaling, energy work in the morning. The second thing that I noticed is that it totally like resets me for the day. So if I do happen to wake up grumpy, right? Like I don't happen to wake up in my, I'm already chanting my affirmations, which I actually do most days, but on the occasional rare day that I feel tired or groggy or something to the nature of that, like sitting down and doing my manifestation work, my journaling work, my energy work, my mindset work, like changing that all around, I totally reset my frequency, right? So that means that the rest of my day I can be in my sparkly high vibe state and not allow how I woke up to necessarily determine the rest of my day, right? Like I consciously choose to set the tone for my day. I consciously choose to be the version of me that is in resonance with her desires on a daily basis, right? Like I choose to be the successful version of me, the version of me that is standing in my power completely and fully and all the way, right? And that version of me is doing her mindset work in the morning, right? And like getting herself together and like raising her frequency. So that was the second thing that I've noticed. My day is like so much better as I go throughout my day. The third thing is that I've noticed that I now have like a really high standard for being in a good mood, right? Like if anything happens that does make me grumpy throughout the day, I'm like, what is this? Like, why did my frequency just drop? Like, why did I just suddenly get all annoyed or whatever? I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna do this. And I immediately like reframe and change my frequency like in a second, right? So it was before where I may have felt like a victim to possible circumstances or things that were happening. If something negative did happen, now I'm like, I don't really care that the thing happened. I just immediately reframe and change myself back into high vibe state, right? Like I immediately drop whatever the thing was that happened that I didn't like, and I'm just like, nope. And I move back up into the version of myself that is integrated, that is in her core, that knows her power, that is like really solid. So I have a much higher standard of how my day gets to go, of how I get to feel as I move throughout my day, and I refuse to move into any sort of lower sort of vibration like I would have before. And before, I mean, sometimes I would stay in a funk for days, right? For days, thinking like I couldn't change it, or I didn't know how to change it, and I don't do any of that anymore, I'll tell you what. Like, I am immediately like reframing, moving myself back up into, right? Everything is coming to me, everything is magical, everything is working out just the perfect way. Like, I love how this is going. All my manifestations are coming to me, my desires are coming to me on the wings of angels, right? Like, and I'm just in a super high vibe state over 90% of the time. And that is just, it's the best thing ever, because I used to be like Captain Grumpy, right? So yeah, those are the 3 things that I've noticed since I've started my journaling, manifestation, affirmation, mindset work in the morning. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. If you want more manifestation goodies, go check out ormclaughlin.com/free stuff. And I've got my Manifest Like a Merlin course on there if you want to check that out. And anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!